evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. We are 10 games up in the American League Central, which is, obviously that's good, but we have some challenges. If we look at the American League East, there are 3 teams that are like right there with a record similar or better than ours. So we're going to have to really turn it on down the stretch if we're going to get the number 1 seed in the American League by having the best record in the regular season. Now we've got a series coming up against the A's, who are just absolute trash. So hopefully we can pick up at least a couple of wins in this home stretch. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult because huge injury. Spencer Torkelson, a broken leg. He is probably going to miss pretty much the rest of the regular season at this point. It is August 16th, so if he were to miss 2 months, he wouldn't be back until mid-October. So, chances are he's out for the regular season. And that means that Jonah Perez is going to have to step up and be huge for us. Spencer Torkelson was hitting .271, I believe, with 22 home runs. Very similar to the numbers that he ended last year with. And he really has started to develop as far as his attributes. We'll take a look at that in a second. But first, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking as far as the lineup adjustments here. We're going to put Jonah Perez in the 4-hole. I don't want 4 lefties at the top of the order, and this gives us the ability to separate those. Meadows isn't terrible against lefties, nor is Devers, but Baddoo for sure is. And what this would do is in a situation where we've got this stretch coming up right here, we could pinch hit for Baddoo. Victor Reyes comes on and hits left-handed pitching pretty well. Then you've got Benintendi, who actually hits lefties for better contact than he does against righties. Devers will just leave in. And then Perez is okay against lefties, but he's got the advantage of at least being able to turn around and bat right-handed. And then Meadows, that's where we would kind of have to decide if it got that far into the inning, like do we let Meadows stay in and swing the bat, or do we turn to the bench again and go with somebody like Willie Castro or Jonathan Villar to try and pick up a hit there. So that's what we've done in terms of the lineups. I should point out against lefties, basically the same thing. Perez will go to the 4-hole, and so that's where Torkelson usually was. Meadows will come in and bat 6th and be the DH. So we really don't have a better option here. Like Mondesi is not necessarily DH caliber, slugger. And then I want Stevenson to get some rest in these situations. Now, if it's a day where he's kind of fresh anyway, there is no reason that I couldn't just make the adjustment and let him DH for the day, because he's not really going to get tired DHing, and he actually hits lefties better than he does righties. But the reason he would be out of the lineup is because Eric Haas has pretty decent contact against lefties and just mashes home runs, although he hasn't been very good this year. So, either way, I think that's the strategy that we're going to go with moving forward. And then I did want to at least show you Spencer Torkelson. Look at these attributes, just ripping along. The 86 for his contact against lefties is way up from the beginning of the year. The only number that is down that's relatively important is his power against lefties, but his contact against lefties is way up. So I'll take that trade, especially when his power is still pretty solid. He's getting better as far as his vision and his clutch. The durability is actually going up. The only thing else that's going down is his base running ability, but I don't care about that because he's not a base stealer. So the other thing that we need to kind of decide here is who do we want to call up from AAA to kind of fill out the roster. Wilmer Defoe is arguably the best contact or best position player available, but he is just not swinging the bat well, even at AAA. I just don't think there's a whole lot of value in calling him up. We've got enough middle infielders. Elijah Alfonso is still swinging the bat pretty well, but he just doesn't have any power. The value here would be that he can play first base. He's very good defensively, and this would allow me to, give Tyler Stevenson a day off against righties every now and then, and just see if this guy can get it done. But he's just not a very good hitter against right-handers. I think we'd be better off just sticking with Eric Haas there. So I don't think that's the answer. We could add another arm. We could look at Dylan Dingler. He's just kind of decent at everything. And he's not swinging the bat very well. If he was, I think he would be the guy that I would call up just to give him a shot. But he's not. I don't even think Bryant Packard's on the 40-man roster. So we really don't have... Man, our AAA situation offensively is just not very good. Let's be honest. These guys are not major league caliber players. I think I think we just have to go with Wilmer Defoe. He's 31. At least he gives us a veteran presence. He can play those middle infield positions, decent speed. Decent contact, so maybe he's a guy that I could maybe give a start at shortstop every now and then when Javi Baez gets tired. So I guess that'll be the move. I'm not real crazy about it, but we really don't have any other realistic options. So let's come down here, find a middle infielder, and just call him up to AAA. And then the same thing down here. Doesn't really matter, so go like that. And we are now ready for action. So it's going to be the Tigers and A's in Detroit. These are the kind of games that we have got to win going down the stretch if we're going to have any chance of picking up that #1 seed in the American League. We've got to win the games that we should, and we've got to at least split the games against the teams like the Yankees and the better teams in the league, the ones that are going to be the tougher wins. We at least have to be competitive and win 50% of them, and then we got a clean house when we're playing teams like the Royals, the A's, etc. So let's head on out to Detroit and see if we can get win number 70 on the season. And here we are in Motor City. It is the Tigers and the A's who come into this one at 48-76. The Tigers on a pretty good run, but they are now without Spencer Torkelson, likely for the remainder of the regular season with a broken leg. So Jonah Perez will be filling in. And today we are going to get to see Eduardo Rodriguez go to the mound. His season has really started to stabilize statistically as he's got that whip down to a respectable 1.3, a ERA of 3.69, and he's 10-10 on the year. And a quick look at the A's lineup, as this team is definitely in rebuild mode. A lot of names there that have yet to establish themselves as big league regulars. And to get things going here in the first inning, it's going to be Ahmed Rosario with 2 away, grounder to short. Baez gets him, and it's a 1-2-3 first for Rodriguez, and a good start for the Tigers lefty. And now look at Frankie Montas's numbers, very similar to Rodriguez statistically. The whip at 1.31, an ERA in the mid-3s. He's 6-8 on the season, making his 26th start of the year. First batter, Akil Baddoo, just the second pitch of the ballgame. He slices it down the left field line and into the corner. An easy stand-up double for the speedster, and the Tigers already have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Now, next batter, Andrew Benintendi, gets a fastball up and in. He takes it into the gap in right center. That ball is going to get down and go all the way to the wall in Triples Alley. Benintendi runs pretty well, and he is going to round second, head for third. It's a stand-up triple. The Tigers already have 2/3 of the cycle as a team, and that's the hard part there, is they get the triple on the second batter of the ballgame. Next batter is Rafael Devers. He hits one deep to center field. A long run for Laureano, and he makes a sensational over-the-shoulder grab about 420 feet away from home plate. Easy to tag and score there, but the Tigers now lead 2-0. And look at the route here from Laureano. Not exactly perfect, but he recorrects himself there and makes a lunging grab deep in center field just before smashing into the wall. That would do it for the Tigers that inning as far as the runs scored, and now it's Harris down on strikes in the second inning, and Rodriguez still in control early. Now to the top of the third, C.J. Rodriguez caught looking at a changeup that just catches the corner, and the Tigers lefty has set him down in order the first time through. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third, and Mondesi yanks one down the right field line that gets down on the line. It's a double for the speeding Mondesi, and now it's Andrew Benintendi's turn with one away. He hits one deep to right field. He tripled his first time up, and now a home run. So Benintendi already with two of the hard parts of the cycle himself. And the Tigers now lead 4-0 on the two-run shot, his 18th of the year. A couple batters later, Jonah Perez gets a fastball down, and he turns on this one, hits it deep to right center field, and that one gets out of here, and that's what the Tigers want to see. With Torkelson on the DL, they need this rookie to step up, and that was a rocket deep over the wall, way out there in right center field for his 7th of the year. It makes it 5-0, and Austin Meadows, that ball is into center field through the shift, and the Tigers are all over Frankie Montas right now. Next batter, Javi Baez. That ball is stung deep to left center. That's going to bounce and go over the wall, so it probably saves a run temporarily, as it's now second and third and 2 outs instead of the run coming around to score. And that's going to do it for Montas. Just 2 2/3 of work. Already 5 earned runs allowed, and he's got a couple runners in scoring position as he yields to the bullpen and heads for an early shower. And it's going to be Trevor Williams coming on in relief, a 5.67 ERA across 46 appearances for the veteran right-hander. Features a sinker baller and doesn't exactly throw gas, but he's going to get a 92-mile-an-hour four-seam past Riley Green here to end the inning and stop the bleeding. But the Tigers jump out to a 5-run lead, and Andrew Benintendi already a triple and a home run, and we are in just the 4th inning now, as it's going to be a strikeout looking there, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Then it's Victor Mesa with one away, ground ball to the right side, diving stop by Mondesi, but it kicks away, and it's going to go down as an infield single, and the A's have their first hit and base runner of the ball game. Couple pitches later, they're going to put Mesa in motion with 2 away, and he is into second with a stolen base. And with Laureano at the plate and runner in scoring position, they would just walk him. And now it's going to be Dustin Harris lifting a fly ball into left field. Benintendi is under it, and that will do it for the A's in the 4th. They miss an opportunity to maybe get on the board and make this thing a little bit more interesting. Now we go to the 5th. Paul DeYoung chases one in the dirt. That's going to do it for him in the 5th inning. That's his first out of the inning. Now it's on to the bottom of the 5th. Andrew Benintendi, ball into the gap, way out there in right center field. Looks like it's going to be another triple for Benintendi, but he puts on the brakes and gets himself the double that he needs as another piece of the puzzle for the cycle. And now, in just the 5th inning, he needs a single to complete the cycle. Rafael Devers draws a walk, now first and second. An 0-2 pitch comes in and hits Jonah Perez to load the bases, and now the A's are in trouble. Austin Meadows down the right field line, past the diving try. That's going to score a couple, make it 7-0 Tigers, and now runners on the corners, and still nobody out here in the 5th inning, and the A's are in trouble. 0-2 pitch to Javi Baez. He hits one deep to left center on a hanging slider, and that ball is gone. A 3-run bomb. It is now 10-zip Tigers, as they are just roasting the A's right now. That is the 10th of the year for Baez, as he has started to swing the bat much better of late. Couple batters later with a runner on third. Still in the 5th inning, it's going to be Victor Reyes up the middle into center field for a base hit. That scores run, makes it 11-0. Eduardo Rodriguez still in control out there on the mound, as the A's just can't touch him. This game is getting out of hand. Later in the ball game, it's 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, and Willie Castro getting in on the home run action. A 3-run shot makes it 14-0. That's his 3rd of the season, as he has had a rough one at the dish. But that one helps there. 14-0, and here it is. Andrew Benintendi in the bottom of the 7th. That's actually going to score a run, but more importantly, he has hit for the cycle. So one of the hardest things to do in a single game in all of baseball, and he gets it done. And the Tigers go on to win this one 15-0 in blowout fashion. Just absolutely dominant on both sides of the baseball as the A's struggling season continues. A look at the box score. Just 1 hit and 1 walk for the A's, and we saw both of them in the 4th inning, and they just were not very good at all in this game. They struck out 7 times, no extra base hits. They stole a base. It was the only runner they got even into scoring position on the day. They were just atrocious across the board. Frankie Montas goes 2 2/3, 7 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, 5 earned runs. Williams comes in an inning and a third, 3 hits, a walk, 5 earned. Puke goes an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, a walk, 4 earned. And then Pruitt was respectable going 2 1/3, allowing just 2 hits and the 1 earned run. But bottom line, they weren't very good in this one. The Tigers end up with 16 hits, 2 walks, and just struck out 3 times on the day. 4 hits for Benintendi, 2 for Reyes off the bench, 3 hits for Meadows, a good day for him, as Baez also 2 hits and 3 RBIs on the day. Just a lot going on offensively for the Tigers in this one. Pretty much everybody getting in on the action, even off the bench, with Reyes and Castro contributing some RBIs and some runs scored after entering the ball game. Once it kind of got out of hand, they had doubles for Baez, Mondesi, Benintendi, Meadows, Baddoo, and Green. 2 triples between Reyes and Benintendi. They got 4 homers for Baez, Benintendi, Perez, and Castro. RBIs all over the place, including Devers, Reyes, Perez all with 1, Meadows with 2, Castro with 3, Baez with 3, and Benintendi with 4. A complete game 1-hitter for Rodriguez. 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, picks up his 11th win of the year, and the Tigers blow him out 15-0. All right, and now before we go out to see the next ball game, a little bit of a developing story here, as if we look at what the Tigers are up to lately, we're now 12.5 up in the division. So I'm not worried about winning the division. Remember, right out of the All-Star break, it was us and the White Sox, and they are now in third, 14.5 games back. So we've pretty much put enough distance between us and the rest of the division to feel really comfortable there. But even more importantly, the Yankees are 78-56. We are 77-55. So technically that is a dead tie for first in the entire league. They've played 2 more games and they won 1 and lost 1. We're 7-3 over our last 10. The Mariners are probably not completely out of this discussion yet, and nor are the Blue Jays, because that's who we're getting ready to play. We just beat them 2-1 and walked it off with a suicide squeeze, which was pretty awesome. But the other thing that I wanted to show you, actually, let's get rid of whatever these notifications are. And now I want to show you what's going on offensively. Look at all of the flames up and down this lineup. So Akil Baddoo has cooled off a little bit, but he's hitting 261 with pretty decent power. Benintendi hitting 300 with 19 home runs. He's been swinging the bat well all year. Devers has got his power stroke going all of a sudden, and he's got the average at 233, still down a little bit. But if he would finish the year around 250 and 35 home runs, I'll be really happy. This guy right here has just been scorching hot the last few games. He's got the average up to 262. He's got 11 home runs. He had a game where he went 5 for 5 with 2 home runs, and then in the next game he started off with another home run and then 3 more hits before he finally got out. So he's just been absolutely raking. Austin Meadows, 282, 26 homers. He's been swinging the bat well. And look at Javi Baez. The average now up to 258. The power numbers are still down, but it was because for the first couple months of the season, he just had no home runs, pretty much. And so all of a sudden, he's got the power stroke kind of going like normal. So really happy with what he's doing. And then even Riley Green, 292, 12 home runs. There is nobody in this lineup from like the top of the order to right here that is not dangerous right now. And even Adalberto Mondesi, if he gets on, it's a double because he's stealing bases like crazy. And he's got the average at 229, not the greatest, but he's okay. And then we go to the bench. Victor Reyes is on fire. Jonathan VR he's still hitting up around 300. Defoe has still not been very good for us since we've called him up. Castro, I just can't get him going, nor can I with Haas. But the offense is rolling. And that's just like, and again, the highlight there is Jonah Perez stepping in for Spencer Torkelson. It's like we haven't missed a beat, which is absolutely massive. A big confidence boost for the rookie, especially considering he's got to go in and bat in the heart of the lineup. And maybe that's kind of what sparked his confidence a little bit. But nonetheless, he is doing the job, and now we're ready to go on out to Detroit and see if we can take down the Blue Jays for the second time in as many days. So sit tight, and we'll be going out to Comerica. And we're back in Detroit, Michigan for the Tigers and the Blue Jays in a matchup of two of the best teams in the American League so far this season. Tigers a couple of games up on the Blue Jays, hoping to stay hot and get into position for that #1 seed in the American League playoff picture as we get ready for first pitch. And on the hill for the Tigers is Spencer Turnbull, making his 15th start of the year. Missed some time due to injury. He's got the whip down to 1.19, but the ERA is still a little bit elevated at 4.3, but he's 8-3 on the year, which is pretty good, and he looks to keep it going. And now we take a look at the Blue Jays lineup before we get going here, as this offense is one of the most dangerous in all of baseball. Best slugging percentage in the American League, as you see there, 455 team slugging, which is really impressive. Billy Hamilton with one away swings through a fastball up and in. He's down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. Turnbull looks like he's ready to go, and then it's Vlad Guerrero, good at bat, but he goes down on strikes, chasing the slider down and away, and Turnbull sets him down in order and strikes out a pair in the first. On the hill for the Blue Jays is former Yankee Jordan Montgomery, the lefty having a pretty good season this year, but wants to see those numbers come down a little bit as far as the whip and the ERA. He's going to try and get things going here with one away, though. It's going to be Andrew Benintendi swinging a hot bat of late. He takes that one into the gap in left center field. Easy stand-up double, and the Tigers have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, or with one out rather. And that's Rafael Devers chasing a fastball up out of the zone, and he is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Now it's going to be up to Jonah Perez. 3-0. He takes the green light and chased one up out of the zone and helped out Montgomery there. Pops it up the elevator shaft. Down go the Tigers as they strand the runner in scoring position, and we are scoreless after one. Out at the top of the second, first batter, Teoscar Hernandez had a slider right down the middle and just hits a rocket back up the middle for a base hit. And it's a leadoff base hit for the Blue Jays. And now with one away, Willie Calhoun watches a changeup miss down and away out of the zone. Wouldn't chase, and now it's going to be first and second with one away. Next batter, Danny Jansen, gets a hanging slider and takes that ball into right center field. That ball is going to go all the way to the wall in Triples Alley. 2 runs will come in to score, and the throw coming home is not going to be in time, as you see here, just up the line. Good throw might have had him, but it's going to be 2-0 Blue Jays just like that. Now we go to the bottom of the second. First batter of the inning, Javi Baez. He gets a pitch to hit, takes it deep to right field. Long run out there, but is going to get over the head of the right fielder and over the wall on the bounce for a ground rule double. So a runner in scoring position for Austin Meadows. 3-2 pitch was down out of the zone, but he goes down and gets it, takes it up the middle for a base hit. And good base running there to take second on the throw to the plate. Now 2-1 Tigers. And a couple batters later, it's Victor Reyes with 2 down and runners on first and second. He serves one into center field. The throw to the plate, not going to get him, and we are tied at 2. And still 2 runners in scoring position, but the Tigers would not get either of those across. Now on to the top of the third. 1 out in the inning, and that ball hooked down the line and stays fair. Short hops the wall in the corner. It's going to be a stand-up double. Now a runner in scoring position with 2 down. Teoscar Hernandez. He tried to beat him with a fastball up and in, but Hernandez yanks it down the line just fair for a 2-run shot, his 24th of the season. And for the second inning in a row, the Blue Jays plate a pair of runs, and they now lead 4-2. Now on to the top of the fourth. There's nobody out. Willie Calhoun watches that one miss down and in, and he walks again. And that's going to bring up Danny Jansen. He would go down on a pop-up. Then Kevin Biggio looks at what could have been ruled a strike. It's rolled ball 4. Now it's first and second, 1 away. Tyler Callahan up the middle. That's into center field. Ray is going to come and make the throw to third, so they concede the run. It's now 5-2 Blue Jays. Spencer Turnbull really struggling. He's at 72 pitches now, getting knocked around a little bit, leaving too many pitches in the middle of the zone. And the Tigers have seen enough. They are going to turn to the bullpen here early in this one, as it's going to be Matt Manning coming on with a 4.89 ERA. He has just had a disaster of a season for the Tigers. And first batter he faces takes one into right field. That's not going to work, and now it's going to be a run scored. 6-2 Blue Jays. Still runners on first and second, and Manning needs to get out of this inning. Billy Hamilton, ground ball to short. 6, 4, 3, double play, so it's 2 for the price of 1 for the Tigers. but 3 innings in a row where the Blue Jays plate a pair of runs, and they now lead 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Eric Haas with 1 away, good piece of hitting there to take that one through the shift into right center field. It's a 1-out single. Then it's Willie Castro. He goes down and golfs this changeup down the left field line. That's headed for the corner. Haas going to round second, head for third. It's a double for Castro, and now 2 runners in scoring position. Second and third, 1 away for Jonathan Villar. He hits this one, a little soft liner that short hops the man at second. They get the out at first, but a run comes in to score. The lead is now 3 as RBI credited to Jonathan Villar. Now 2 away, and they're not done yet. Victor Reyes back up the middle. It hits Montgomery in the back as he turned at the last second. It's going to go down as an infield single for Reyes. Another run comes in to score. So the Tigers get 2 of them back, and it's now 6-4 in the bottom of the 4th. Now top of the 5th, Matt Manning still out there, runner on first to start the inning, but he is going to induce a 4-6-3 double play, the second in as many innings, and now the Tigers turn in the bottom of the 5th. They get the leadoff man on, but then Jonah Perez bounces one back to Montgomery. That's a 1-6-3 double play, and the Blue Jays turn a pair themselves. Now let's go 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th for Javi Baez. Could not hold up on the breaking ball down in the dirt. After 5 innings, it is 6-4. Blue Jays still out in front. Kevin Biggio to start things off in the 6th. A 1-1 pitch that he slices into left field. Meadows unable to cut it off. That's going to go to the wall, and it'll be a double for Biggio. The Blue Jays with an opportunity here, but now 2 outs in the inning, and Billy Hamilton pops it up. So good job by Manning to strand that leadoff double. And the Tigers still trail by 2 now, as it's going to be Anthony Castro coming on in relief for the Blue Jays. He's got a 2.69 ERA, making his 52nd appearance of the year. He's been pretty good for them so far this season. First batter he faces, Austin Meadows. Kind of gets jammed on this one, but serves a flare down the left field line against the shift. That's going to go down as a double. And now a runner in scoring position for the Tigers and nobody out in the inning. It's going to bring up Eric Haas. He gets a slider hanging over the middle of the plate. He gets a rare base hit against a right-handed pitcher, and now it's first and third. Nobody out, and Castro just 3 pitches in, and he is in some trouble here. But he's going to get Willie Castro swinging as he pulled the string on an inside changeup. That is a big first out of the inning. Now 1 away for Jonathan Villar. That ball up the middle into center field. That's going to plate a run. The Tigers have drawn it down to a 1-run deficit. Still runners on here, 1 away in the inning. They've got first and second. Now 2 away in the inning, it's Andrew Benintendi rolling over a changeup. It was high, probably looked like a fastball. He got out in front of it, and the Tigers going to strand a pair, but they are now within 1 as they just will not go away in this game. And now they're going to turn to the bullpen again. Matt Manning did a good job keeping him in it. Now they're going to give the ball to Michael Givens here in the 7th with a 2.65 ERA. He's making his 58th appearance of the year. They go up and in on Teoscar Hernandez, and this time it was farther in, and they got him swinging on the pitch that he hit for a home run earlier. Next batter also going to go down on strikes, and it's a perfect 7th for Michael Givens as he strikes out a pair. Pedro Baez coming on in relief now for the Blue Jays, another right-hander, 3.19 ERA. Making his 48th appearance of the year. The veteran righty has been pretty solid for them, and now with 1 away, Jonah Perez, he goes down and rips a changeup into the gap in right center field as he has been swinging the bat very well for the Tigers lately, and he's got extra bases here into scoring position with 1 out, and the Tigers with an opportunity to tie it if they can come away with a base hit. Javi Baez had one to hit, but popped it up on the it's shallow in the outfield. Baez is at 18 pitches right there, as you see, and he has only faced 3 batters, but a big decision here as the Blue Jays will turn to Trevor Richards. It is his 71st appearance of the year, a 2.87 ERA. He has been really worked hard of late and comes into this one perhaps a little bit fatigued. With 2 away in the inning, Austin Meadows, ground ball to the right side, diving try, and a good hustle play by Meadows to beat it out for an infield single and keep the inning alive. Now first and third for Riley Green, an 0-2 pitch comes in and hits him. And now the bases are loaded, 2 down, and Willie Castro is due up here. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He's got a double, scored a run, but he has struggled this year, and the Tigers going to make the decision to go to Akil Baddoo. He's got a 9-game hitting streak going, swinging the bat pretty well of late. And on the first pitch, he gets a fastball to hit, takes it deep to left center field. That would actually bounce over the wall for a ground rule double, which probably helps the Blue Jays, because that probably would have cleared the bases and maybe been a triple for Baddoo. Instead, it's a 2-run double. They do grab the lead, though. It is now 7-6 Tigers, as they have come all the way back to tie this thing, or to take the lead, and now it's Jonathan Villar. He draws a walk to load the bases for Victor Reyes. And now the Blue Jays, out of right-handed arms, they've got to turn to Tim Meza out of the bullpen with Richards struggling so bad. And now it's Meza coming on to face Victor Reyes, who is actually better against lefties. So it's not exactly the matchup that they would like, but they've got to make the change. And a 1-1 pitch kind of jams Reyes. He hits a flare into shallow right, but that's not going to get down, as it didn't get deep enough to get over the second baseman. Meza stops the bleeding, but the Tigers now lead 7-6 in what has been a wild offensive affair so far in this one. We go to the 8th inning. It's Matt Strahm coming on in relief. You see his ERA is 3.55, where just a couple of weeks ago that was down around 1, as he has been getting hit and hit hard lately. When he gets a guy on, it's pretty much followed up by a home run. Willie Calhoun, swinging a miss, chasing one down out of the zone as he gets him on just 3 pitches for the first out of the inning. Then it's Danny Jansen, pulled the string and got him swinging at a changeup. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matt Strahm, and he's fired up. Let's go on now to the next batter. With a runner on second now and 2 out in the inning. He gets him to go around there. That'll end the inning, and Strahm strikes out the side, strands a runner in scoring position, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Andrew Benintendi, on an 0-1 pitch, got a slider hanging over the middle of the plate, rips it down the line into the corner. It's a double for Benintendi as his bat stays extremely hot. Now it's Jonah Perez, swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there for Meza. Now they're an out away from at least keeping this a 1-run ball game. Up to Javi Baez on a 2-2 pitch. That ball hit up the middle and into center field. Benintendi going to come around third and try to score, and he is going to beat the throw. That is a huge run right there. A 2-out RBI single for Javi Baez makes it a 2-run ball game late in this one. And now we go to the 9th inning, and it's going to be Andrew Chaffin coming on. ERA at 1.05. He is 30 for 33 on save opportunities this year. The veteran lefty has been outstanding for the Tigers so far this season. First batter he's facing is Bo Bichette on a 1-0 sinker. He rips this ball through the hole into left field, and now they'll have the tying run coming to the plate. Heart of the order pretty much coming up. It's Billy Hamilton going to try to drop down a bunt. He got it past Chaffin, who then just continues on to first to cover the bag. Good play there by Perez, as the Tigers at least able to get the out of the speedy Hamilton. And now with one away, Vlad Guerrero kind of off the end of the bat here, serves it into left field. The throw to the plate is up the line. 1 run is in to score, so now it's 8-7, and the tying run is on at first with 1 out in the inning, and Andrew Chaffin in a little bit of trouble here. Teoscar Hernandez, 3-2 pitch, would not go on the sinker that just misses down and away. Now the tying run into scoring position as it's first and second, 1 out. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., ground ball to the right side, diving stop by Perez, gets to his feet and recovers to get the out at first. Important that he got the out, but maybe more important that he kept that ball in the infield, as that was not hit very hard and might have had a chance to score the runner from second. So now it's second and third, 2 down. Andrew Chaffin on the mound already at 17 pitches. 3-1 pitch to Willie Calhoun. Misses low, it's ball 4. Chaffin now at 22 pitches. The bases are loaded. 2 outs in a 1-run game, and Danny Jansen, ground ball to short. Jonathan Villar, a high throw to first, but Perez holds the bag, and the Tigers hang on to win a wild one, 8-7, and a bunch of offense in this one, as we'll get to see in the box score. The Tigers a big win here at home. They ended up with 14 hits, the Blue Jays did, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. 4 of the walks were for Willie Calhoun. So he had 5 plate appearances, 4 walks and a strikeout, scored a couple of runs. They got doubles from Hamilton and Jansen and 2 from Biggio. Hernandez with his 24th homer of the year, and then RBIs for Callahan, Guerrero, Bichette, and then 2 for Hernandez and Jansen. Billy Hamilton rather gets credited with a sacrifice bunt there in the 9th inning. They hit into a couple of double plays that were big in the 4th and 5th innings when Manning was on the mound. Hamilton was caught stealing at one point for the 3rd time on the season, trying to steal 3rd actually. Montgomery goes 5 innings, 8 hits and a walk, struck out 3, 4 earned runs. And then Castro an inning of work, gave up an earned run. Baez, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run. Richards faced 3 batters, gave up a couple of hits and a walk. He gets an earned run credited to him, and the loss as he falls to 4-7. And then Meza, an inning and a third, 2 hits, and also an earned run, as nobody was able to prevent the Tigers from scoring runs in this one on behalf of the Blue Jays. Let's look at the Tigers' numbers now, as they end up with 16 hits and 2 walks on the day, only struck out 5 times. They got 2 hits from Reyes, Benintendi, Baez, and Haas, 3 hits from Meadows, as these guys are just swinging the bejesus out of the bats lately. Baez, Perez, Meadows, Castro, Baddoo all with doubles, Benintendi with a pair of doubles, RBIs for Baez, Meadows, and then 2 for Reyes, Baddoo, and VR each respectively, as they all contributing offensively in this one. Green was hit by pitch. Perez hit into the only double play of the ball game. Turnbull also had an error as he threw a ball down the right field line trying to pick a man off. He just was not very good in this one. Goes 3 1/3, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 6 earned runs. Matt Manning, 2 2/3, 4 hits and a walk, but no earned runs credited. Givens gets the win, moving to 5-3 on the year. He pitched well. Strom gets a hold. He also pitched well. And then Chaffin gets his 31st save of the year, but he was a little bit dicey there in the 9th inning. But the Tigers hang on to win 8-7, and that's going to do it for this episode. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?